I can't marry him, Mom. He's broke. Park Ji-hoon stood frozen outside his own bedroom, listening to his fiancée destroy their relationship with 7 words. Of course I'll find someone else. You think I wasted 2 years on this guy to end up poor? She had no idea he was listening. She also had no idea the bankruptcy was fake, the test was real, and she'd just failed the only thing that mattered. But 6 months ago, she'd played her role perfectly. 6 months earlier, Dallas Charity Gala, Highland Park. The Children's Healthcare Gala at the Rosewood Mansion was exactly what Park Ji-hoon hated about wealth. Performative, excessive, shallow. Crystal chandeliers worth more than houses. Champagne costing more per bottle than monthly rent. Dallas's elite in designer gowns and tailored tuxedos. Writing tax-deductible checks while congratulating themselves on their generosity. Ji-hoon attended because his company, Next Gen AI, was a platinum sponsor. At 32, he'd built a billion-dollar artificial intelligence firm from his Stanford dorm room. Forbes called him Dallas's most eligible bachelor. He called himself tired of people who only saw dollar signs when they looked to him. You look as thrilled to be here as I am. Ji-hoon turned. The woman beside him was beautiful in an understated way, dark hair in simple waves, minimal makeup, a navy dress that was elegant but clearly not designer. She held water, not champagne. That obvious, he replied. You've been checking your watch every 3 minutes. She smiled warmly. I'm Vanessa, Choi Vanessa. Park Ji-hoon. No flicker of recognition. Either she genuinely didn't know who he was, or she was an excellent actress. He'd learn the answer soon enough, just not the way he expected. What brings you here, Vanessa? I work for the nonprofit branch, volunteer coordinator, so technically I have to be here. She glanced around with visible distaste. Though sometimes I wonder if we do more good or just make rich people feel better about themselves. Ji-hoon was immediately intrigued. Most people at these events either fawned over wealth or desperately tried to join it. She seemed to critique it. You don't think charity galas serve a purpose? Oh, they raise money. Absolutely. She gestured subtly at the opulent ballroom, but these people spent $2,000 per plate tonight. The actual donation after event costs, maybe 30%. They could have written checks from home and helped twice as many kids. But then they couldn't be seen being charitable. She wasn't wrong. You seem cynical about wealthy people, Ji-hoon observed carefully. Vanessa laughed softly, the sound genuine and self-deprecating. I've dated a few. They're usually empty inside. All surface, no substance. Just money and ego. She met his eyes directly. You seem different, though. You look uncomfortable here. Like you'd rather be somewhere real. It was exactly what he wanted to hear. Which was precisely why alarm bells should have been ringing. But they weren't. Not yet. Where would you rather be? He asked. Honestly, small coffee shop. Good book. Real conversation. She paused, seeming almost shy. This is going to sound crazy, but would you want to get out of here? There's a late-night cafe near Mockingbird Station. Terrible coffee, amazing pie, zero pretension. Ji-hoon had been to 1,000 business dinners in Michelin-starred restaurants. Women had offered him expensive wine bars, exclusive clubs, luxury hotel lounges. No one had ever suggested bad coffee and pie. He made a decision that would change everything. Let's go. If you've ever dated someone who seemed too perfect, too understanding, too exactly what you needed, stay watching. Because this story is about to show you every red flag you might have missed. Every subtle manipulation, every carefully scripted moment designed to make a billionaire fall. And then, it's going to show you what happens when the billionaire outplays the player. Keep watching. The test is coming, and it's going to be spectacular. They left through the side entrance, Vanessa laughing as they escaped into the Dallas night, like teenagers sneaking out of prom. She kicked off her heels in his car, a modest Tesla, not the Bentley he usually drove to these events. Thank God these were killing me, she wiggled her toes. I bought them at Target specifically for tonight. My usual sneakers didn't seem gala appropriate. Target, not Louboutin or Jimmy Choo. At the cafe, a tiny place called Rosie's with cracked vinyl booths and a waitress who called everyone hun. Vanessa ordered peach pie and talked about her work coordinating volunteers, her philosophy degree from UT Austin, her belief that people had become too obsessed with material success. What do you do, Ji-hoon? She asked, fork halfway to her mouth. Tech startup, AI applications. He kept it vague. Coding and stuff? She genuinely seemed uninterested in the details. Just smiled and changed the subject to books, travel, the meaning of happiness. By 2 a.m., Ji-hoon realized he was genuinely enjoying himself for the first time in months. This was really nice, Vanessa said as he drove her home to a modest apartment complex in East Dallas. No pretense, just real. Can I see you again? She hesitated, actually hesitated. Are you sure? I mean, you seem successful and I'm just a nonprofit coordinator who drives a 10-year-old Honda. We're probably from very different worlds. I don't care about that. Okay then. Her smile was radiant. Yes, I'd really like that. He watched her walk into her apartment building, already planning their next date. What Ji-hoon didn't see was Vanessa, alone in her apartment, immediately pulling out her phone and typing, Park Ji-hoon net worth. The search results lit up her face in the darkness. Tech billionaire Park Ji-hoon, 32, valued at $1.2 billion. Vanessa smiled, a very different smile than the one she'd shown him. Vanessa played the long game perfectly. Their second date, Ji-hoon suggested a nice restaurant, Uchi, upscale Japanese in uptown Dallas. Vanessa showed up in jeans and a simple blouse. Oh my God, this place is expensive. She'd looked at the menu with visible discomfort. Ji-hoon, let's split the bill. I can't let you pay for everything. I asked you out. I'll pay. No, really, I insist on Dutch. It's only fair. She'd pulled out her wallet with such earnest determination that he'd relented. She paid her half, $83. He watched her wince slightly as she handed over her card. Month 2, he tried to buy her a birthday gift, a simple necklace from Tiffany, nothing extravagant, just $1,500. Ji-hoon, I can't accept this. She'd pushed the blue box back across the table. It's too much. I'm not with you for gifts. I'm with you because you're kind and interesting and real. Please don't try to buy my affection. You already have it. The necklace stayed in his drawer. He told himself she was different, special, genuine. Month 3, she took him to her favorite places. Used bookstores in Deep Ellum, food trucks in Bishop Arts District, free concerts at Clyde Warren Park. She quoted Thoreau about simple living. She talked about how happiness didn't correlate with wealth beyond basic security. She seemed almost uncomfortable when he mentioned his work. Can we not talk about business and money? She'd say gently. I just want to know you, not your portfolio. It was everything Ji-hoon had ever wanted to hear. But his best friend Alex saw something different. Month 5, over drinks at a sports bar, Alex dropped his evidence on the table like a prosecutor. She Googled your net worth on your first date. I checked her phone's metadata. She searched for you at 11:47 p.m. the night you met. Maybe she was just curious. Her Instagram is private now, but I pulled cached versions. 3 ex-boyfriends in the past 5 years, all wealthy, oil executive, real estate developer, venture capitalist. See a pattern? Ji-hoon stared at the printed screenshots. And this, Alex pulled up Vanessa's Venmo. She's paying for Dutch dates with you using money from someone named JW. Look at the amounts. $2,000 here, $1,500 there, all marked rent help or loan repayment. She's got a benefactor. Who's JW? James Whitmore. Oil heir, divorced. She dated him 2 years ago. Alex leaned forward. Ji-hoon, she's playing you. The humble act is just that, an act. You're being paranoid. Alex's eyes were serious. She says she loves you for you, not your money? Prove it. See what happens when the money disappears. Ji-hoon wanted to dismiss it, but he'd also noticed things. Vanessa's old Prada bag she'd had forever, except Prada hadn't made that style until last year. Her phone was the newest iPhone Pro Max. Her between-job story didn't quite add up. Story that had lasted 4 months now. The way she'd casually mentioned engagement rings while browsing a magazine, showing him a 5-carat diamond. Not that I care about that stuff, but isn't it pretty? Small things, individually meaningless. Together, a pattern. What kind of test? Jihoon asked quietly. Alex smiled. How committed are you to finding the truth? Very committed, it turned out. Because 2 weeks later, Jihoon mentioned casually over dinner. We're having some company troubles. Nothing major, just investor concerns. Might need to tighten the budget. Vanessa's face had shown concern, the right amount, perfectly performed. Oh no, baby, what happened? Just market fluctuations. I'm sure it's temporary. She'd squeezed his hand. We'll get through it together. Money doesn't matter to me, remember? I'm here for you, not your bank account. Jihoon had smiled and kissed her forehead. Inside, he was taking notes. Lee Alexander Hyunwoo had been Jihoon's best friend since Stanford, and he'd seen this story before. Hell, he'd lived it. His ex-wife had been exactly like Vanessa, beautiful, charming, seemingly low maintenance, right up until the divorce, when she tried to take half of everything, despite their 3-year marriage producing nothing but receipts for luxury purchases. Alex wouldn't let Jihoon make the same mistake. The question isn't whether someone can love you when you're broke. The question is whether someone who claims money doesn't matter actually means it. Vanessa is about to find out that the man she's been playing as one move she never saw coming. He's going to become exactly what she says she wants, a man without wealth. And she's going to reveal exactly who she is. Keep watching, because the test is about to begin and you're going to see every single mask crack, every complaint slip out, every moment of her true face showing through. If you've ever wondered whether someone loved you or what you could provide them, this story is your vindication. Stay until the end. Look at this. Alex spread documents across Jihoon's home office desk like a detective presenting evidence. They were in Jihoon's penthouse in Victory Park, the one Vanessa had never seen because he told her he rented a modest place in Oak Lawn. Her real Instagram before she made it private. Alex pulled up cached screenshots. Count the designer bags. Hermes, Chanel, Gucci. But she tells you she shops at Target? Jihoon studied the photos. Vanessa in Santorini. Vanessa at Coachella VIP. Vanessa on a yacht. All deleted now, replaced with carefully curated images of hiking trails and coffee shops. People change, Jihoon said, but his voice lacked conviction. Sure they do. Now look at this. Alex opened his laptop. She worked as a brand ambassador for a luxury car company. Guess what her job actually was? Attending events to meet wealthy men. It's in the job description. Social networking with high net worth individuals. That doesn't mean she has a Pinterest board titled Future Wedding, created 4 years ago. The budget she estimated? $300,000. The ring she pinned? $80,000 minimum. Alex's voice hardened. Jihoon, she's been planning this before she even met you. Jihoon felt sick. There's more. Her mother, Choi Mi-young, runs a blog, in Korean, so she probably thinks you won't find it. It's called How to Raise Daughters Who Marry Well. I had it translated. Alex slid over printed pages. She literally teaches women to target wealthy men. Jihoon read the blog posts. His Korean was fluent enough to catch the essence. Never accept the first expensive gift. It makes you look cheap. Refuse twice. Accept the third time. Dutch dates initially build trust. Let him think you're independent. Quote philosophers and books. Wealthy men want to feel intellectually matched. It was a playbook, and Vanessa had followed it perfectly. I want to be wrong, Alex said quietly. I genuinely do. But brother, she checks every single box. The modest clothes, the refusal of gifts, the I hate materialism speech, she's running a script. Then I'll break the script. Jihoon's voice was cold now, analytical. If she loves me, she'll stay when things get hard. If she loves my money, she'll leave. The bankruptcy test? Elaborate bankruptcy test. I want it to be completely believable. Can you help? Alex grinned. Brother, I thought you'd never ask. They planned it like a military operation. David Chen, tech journalist friend from Stanford, would plant articles about next-gen AI's financial troubles. Ji-hoon would sell visible assets, the luxury car, the penthouse access. He'd move to a modest apartment that he actually owned through an LLC. Everything would appear lost while actually being safely hidden in trusts and offshore accounts. "How long are you willing to keep this up?" Alex asked. "However long it takes to see her real face." "And if she passes? If she actually loves you?" Ji-hoon looked at the evidence spread across his desk. The pattern of wealthy ex-boyfriends, the deleted social media, the mother's Golddigger blog. "Then I'll know I found someone real, and I'll tell her the truth." "And if she fails?" "Then I'll know I dodged the most expensive bullet of my life." The test begins months 6 to 9. Month 6 started with casual comments. "Investors are pulling out," Ji-hoon mentioned over dinner at their regular taco truck. "The AI market is getting crowded. We're having trouble with our Series C funding." Vanessa had looked appropriately concerned. "How bad is it?" "Manageable, just stressful." He'd squeezed her hand. "I'm glad I have you. Some women would run at the first sign of financial trouble." "I'm not some women." She'd kissed him softly. "We'll get through this together." Week 2, the first planted article appeared. "Next-gen AI faces investor scrutiny amid market downturn." Vanessa sent it to him. "Baby, I saw this. Are you okay?" "It's overblown. Media loves drama. But yeah, it's been rough. I'm here for you, whatever you need." Month 7, Ji-hoon sold his Tesla Model S, actually transferred to his LLC, but Vanessa saw him driving a 2015 Honda Civic. "What happened to your car?" "Had to liquidate some assets. Company needs capital injection." He'd said it matter-of-factly. "It's just a car. Doesn't change who I am, right?" "Of course not." But her eyes had lingered on the Civic with something that looked like disappointment, just for a second. Then the supportive girlfriend mask slid back on. "I'm actually glad. That Tesla was so showy. This is more you." Month 8, the big move. "I can't afford the Oaklawn rent anymore," he'd told her. His fictional Oaklawn apartment had been modest. The new place in East Dallas was genuinely small, a one-bedroom he'd bought years ago as an investment property. "I found a cheaper place. It's not much, but it'll work until things stabilize." Vanessa had helped him move, boxes of carefully selected belongings that made him look broke. No art, no expensive electronics, thrift store furniture. "It's cozy," she'd said, but the smile hadn't reached her eyes. That night, they'd ordered pizza because he'd claimed he couldn't afford their usual restaurants. Vanessa had eaten in silence, checking her phone constantly. "Everything okay?" he'd asked. "Yeah, just work stuff." Work. The nonprofit job she'd been between positions at for 6 months now. Month 9 brought the kill shot, a Reuters article that David had pulled serious favors to plant. Next-gen AI files for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. Founder Park Ji-hoon's billion-dollar company collapses. It was fake, completely fabricated, but it looked real enough to fool everyone. Ji-hoon had called Vanessa, letting his voice crack. "Did you see?" "Oh my God, baby, I'm coming over." She'd arrived within an hour, holding him as he pretended to fall apart. She'd said all the right things, made all the right supportive girlfriend noises. But Ji-hoon noticed. She'd worn designer jeans. The Prada bag was back, and she kept her coat on like she wasn't planning to stay long. "We'll get through this," she'd whispered. "You're brilliant. It could take years. I might have lost everything." The briefest pause, the smallest flicker in her eyes. "That's okay. We have each other." But her phone buzzed. She glanced at it. A text from Mom. "Did you see the news? Call me." Vanessa silenced it quickly. Too quickly. "I should go," she'd said. "Early morning tomorrow. But I'll check on you, okay?" She left. Ji-hoon watched from his window as she sat in her car for 10 minutes, phone pressed to her ear, talking animatedly. He couldn't hear the words, but he could see her face, and she wasn't crying. She was calculating. Week 1 after the bankruptcy, Vanessa was perfect. She brought him homemade meals. She stayed over, holding him through manufactured anxiety attacks. She never mentioned money. "We'll be okay," she kept saying. "Love doesn't need wealth." Week 2, The complaints started small. This apartment is really compact. She'd wrinkled her nose at the cramped bathroom. Have you thought about looking for something bigger? Can't afford it right now. Right, of course. But her jaw tightened. She stopped staying over. Too much traffic from East Dallas, she claimed. She had early mornings. Month 2, her availability evaporated. Working late became her constant refrain. Except the nonprofit she supposedly worked for didn't have evening hours. Ji-hoon knew. He'd checked. Alex sent him photos. Vanessa at Mansion Restaurant, Dallas's most expensive steakhouse. Vanessa at a gallery opening in the Arts District. Always with someone different. Always dressed in the designer clothes she'd hidden before. Should I confront her? Ji-hoon asked. Not yet, Alex advised. Let her hang herself. Month 3, Ji-hoon proposed. He'd planned it carefully. Took her to Clyde Warren Park, the free outdoor space where they'd had early dates. Got down on one knee in front of the food trucks. The ring was from K Jewelers. Simple gold band, modest diamond. It was all he could afford. Vanessa's face went through a journey. Shock, confusion, disappointment. She schooled it into joy, but not fast enough. Oh, it's lovely. Her voice was hollow. I know it's not much. No, it's perfect, really. But she'd barely look at it as she slid it on. The stone caught the light weakly. Nothing like the 5-carat rocks she'd coincidentally shown him in magazines. So you'll marry me? The longest pause of Ji-hoon's life. Yes, of course yes. She kissed him, but her lips were cold. I love you. The words sounded like a script she'd forgotten how to perform. That night she posted the engagement photo to Instagram with a caption. Sometimes the best things come in small packages. #love matters, #simple life. The comments from her friends were telling. Congrats. Is that vintage? Aw, how sweet. Very minimalist. Love isn't about the ring size. Every comment was a polite way of saying, that ring is tiny. What happened? Vanessa's mother called that night. Ji-hoon was in the bathroom when he heard Vanessa's voice through the thin apartment walls. I know, Mom. I know it's small. No, I don't think he has hidden money. I've been to his bank statements. He showed me. He's broke. I don't know what to do. The wedding is in 6 weeks. I can't just call it off without a reason. I'll figure something out. Ji-hoon stood frozen, listening to his fiancée plan their breakup. The test was complete. He had his answer. The wedding planning revealed Vanessa's true face more than any test could have. So I was thinking we should do the ceremony at the Adolphus Hotel, Vanessa said casually, scrolling through venues on her phone. They were in Ji-hoon's cramped apartment, eating takeout he'd claimed was all he could afford. That's a luxury hotel, way out of our budget. I know, but it's my wedding. She'd said it without thinking, then caught herself. Our wedding. I just meant it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. Can't we splurge a little? Vanessa, the venue alone is $50,000 there. I don't have $50,000. Her face hardened. Right, of course. She'd set down her phone with barely controlled frustration. What about the Olive Garden banquet room then? Or maybe we just do it at City Hall? The sarcasm was acid. If you want something bigger, maybe your parents could help. My parents aren't rich, she'd snapped it. Unlike some people's parents who could help, but choose not to. My parents offered what they could. $5,000. $5,000? She'd laughed bitterly. That barely covers my dress. I thought you said you didn't care about material things. Vanessa had gone very still. Then she'd smiled. That practiced smile from their first date. I don't. I'm sorry. I'm just stressed. Wedding planning is hard. But Ji-hoon saw it now. Every mask slip. Every crack in the performance. The dress shopping was worse. Vanessa had dragged him to Neiman Marcus, insisting they just look. She tried on a Vera Wang gown, $12,000. This is the one, she'd breathed, staring at herself in the mirror. It's beautiful, but I know we can't afford it. Her voice was bitter. I'll find something at David's Bridal, something cheap and forgettable. for my cheap and forgettable wedding. The sales associate had looked uncomfortable. Ji-hoon had felt humiliated, which was impressive considering this was all theater. Vanessa, you're being unfair. Am I? She turned on him. You told me you ran a successful tech company. You drove a nice car. You lived in a nice place. Was all of that fake? Were you pretending to be successful to impress me? The irony was almost too much. She was accusing him of the exact con she was running. Things changed. You said you'd stand by me. I am standing by you. But her eyes said otherwise. I just didn't sign up for this. For what? For me without money? Vanessa had opened her mouth, then closed it. She changed back into her clothes in silence. They'd left without buying anything. In the car, she'd apologized. I'm sorry. I'm being horrible. It's just, my mom has been asking questions about your finances, about our future, and I don't have good answers. Tell her we love each other. That should be enough. Love doesn't pay rent, Ji-hoon. There it was, the truth, finally crawling out from under the carefully constructed persona. I thought you said money didn't matter. It doesn't. I just mean we need to be practical. How will we live? Where will we live? This apartment is too small for 2 people. So you want to postpone the wedding? No. Too quick, too panicked. No, I need you to have a plan, to know you're working on rebuilding. I'm trying, it takes time. How much time? That night, Ji-hoon lay awake in his modest apartment, listening to Vanessa breathe beside him. She'd insisted on staying over, probably to prove to herself she could still do it, still play the supportive fiancé. But her phone buzzed 2 a.m. She'd thought he was asleep. He watched through slitted eyes as she checked it. A text from J.W. James Whitmore, the oil heir Alex had identified. Dinner tomorrow, I miss you. Vanessa had stared at it for a long moment. Then she typed, maybe I'll let you know. She hadn't deleted it, hadn't blocked him, just left it as an option. Ji-hoon's heart, which had still held a sliver of hope that maybe Alex was wrong, finally hardened completely. Ji-hoon came home early to his East Dallas apartment. Vanessa's car was already there. She had a key, often came over. He'd been at his real office, managing the very not bankrupt next-gen AI. He heard her voice before he opened the door. I can't do this anymore, Mom. Ji-hoon froze, key in hand. I can't marry him. He's broke. Like actually broke. I've seen his bank statements. $17,000. The ring cost $500. $500, Mom. Silence as her mother responded. No, there's no hidden money. I've checked everything. I snooped through his laptop. The company really did go bankrupt. Vanessa's voice was sharp with frustration. I wasted almost a year on this guy. Ji-hoon opened his phone, started recording. Of course I'll find someone else. James has been texting me. The oil heir, remember? He's divorced now, very available, very wealthy. Cold laughter. I should have stuck with him instead of gambling on tech money. More silence. I'll break it off tomorrow, say I'm not ready. He'll be sad, but he'll understand. He's pathetic like that. Pathetic. Ji-hoon walked in mid-sentence. Vanessa spun around, phone dropping from her hand. Ji-hoon, keep going. Don't let me interrupt. Baby, that wasn't... You don't understand. I understand perfectly. He picked up her phone. Her mother was still on the line. Hello, Mrs. Choi. This is Park Ji-hoon, the broke, pathetic man your daughter was discussing. He hung up. Ji-hoon, please, I was just venting. You said you can't marry me because I'm broke. I didn't mean, you said you wasted a year. You're finding someone else, someone with money. He walked to his couch, opened his laptop. Here's my question, Vanessa. If you loved me, would my bank balance matter? Of course not. Then let me show you something. He turned the screen toward her. Real bank statements, multiple accounts, next-gen AI corporate, 47 million. Personal investments, 340 million. Real estate, $89 million. Offshore trusts, $180 million. Vanessa went white. What is this? My actual net worth. The bankruptcy was fake, staged, a test. His voice was surgical. I wanted to know if you loved me or my money. You answered very clearly. Now I need to know what you think. Drop a comment below right now. Was Ji-hoon wrong for testing Vanessa? Some people say lying about bankruptcy makes him just as bad as her. Others say he had every right to protect himself from a gold digger. What's your take? And here's the bigger question. If someone truly loves you, would they stay when the money disappears? Or is asking someone to live modestly when they think you're broke an unfair test? Comment below. I genuinely want to hear both sides of this. If you're Team Ji-hoon and think he dodged a bullet, smash that like button right now. Every like tells me you believe in testing people's true intentions. Every like says you think actions speak louder than words. Every like is you saying, I would have done the same thing. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. But don't go anywhere yet. Let's get right back. Vanessa stumbled backward. You lied to me? I did. For 6 months. Ji-hoon stood. Interesting how that feels, isn't it? Being deceived by someone you trusted? This is insane. Is it? Alex warned me about you. Your pattern of wealthy ex-boyfriends. Your mother's Golddigger blog, teaching women to target rich men. The Pinterest board where you planned an $80,000 ring before you met me. He stepped closer. You ran a con, Vanessa. I just ran a better one. Tears streamed down her face. I do love you. No. You love what you thought I was. The Tesla, the billionaire, the lifestyle. He held up his phone. I recorded that call, every word. He's pathetic like that. That's what you think of me. Ji-hoon, please. Get out. We can work through this. Take your $500 ring. Take your fake philosophy quotes and Target receipts. Get the hell out. She tried to touch him. He stepped back like she was poison. I did care about you. At first. But then everything fell apart. She was sobbing now. I panicked. You panicked? His laugh was bitter. You texted James Whitmore immediately. You complained about my apartment within 2 weeks. You looked at that engagement ring like it offended you. He shook his head. You never loved me. You loved my portfolio. That's not fair. What's not fair is wasting a year of my life, planning to leave me at the altar while pretending it was about not being ready. Calling me pathetic while I was testing whether you had genuine feelings. He opened the door. We're done. Contact me again. I released that recording. Vanessa stood there, mascara streaked, shaking. Then her face hardened. The mask dropped completely. You know what? Fine. You want the truth? Her voice turned vicious. You're boring, Ji-hoon. Even with all your money, you're boring. I was bored the whole time pretending to care about your stupid AI company and philosophical conversations. I deserve better than you. You deserve exactly what you're going to get, Ji-hoon said quietly. Nothing. She grabbed her purse, threw the engagement ring at him. It bounced off his chest and clattered across the floor. I could have made you happy, she hissed. I would have been a perfect wife. Beautiful, polished, exactly what a billionaire needs. But you're too paranoid, too damaged. You'll die alone, Ji-hoon, and you'll deserve it. She slammed the door. Ji-hoon stood in the silence, staring at the $500 ring on his floor. He'd spent more on dinner before. Now it represented the most valuable purchase he'd ever made. $500 to reveal someone's true character. Best investment of his life. He picked up the ring, dropped it in the trash, and called Alex. It's over. You were right about everything. I'm sorry, brother. Don't be. Ji-hoon looked around the staged apartment, the test that had worked perfectly. I just saved myself millions in a divorce, and I learned what I needed to know. What's that? That some people are exactly what they seem, and Vanessa was exactly what you warned me she was. He hung up and started planning his next move. Return to his real life, his real penthouse, his real company. And this time, be smarter about who he let in. Park Ji-hoon had discovered Sunrise Cafe during his bankruptcy months. A tiny place in East Dallas. Nothing fancy. Chipped mugs, mismatched furniture. Maya was the morning barista. The usual she'd asked on his 20th visit. You remember? Americano, Extra shot, no sugar. You're a creature of habit. She'd made it without waiting. How's the job search? He'd mentioned unemployment once. She remembered. Slow, but hopeful. You'll find something. You seem smart. She handed him coffee. This one's on me. Job hunting karma. That was Maya. No agenda, just kindness. For 6 months testing Vanessa, Maya had been constant. Learned his name, asked about his day. Never asked what he did, what he drove, where he lived. Just treated him human. After the Vanessa disaster, Ji-hoon disappeared for 6 months. Threw himself into work. Dated beautiful, successful women who felt empty. Then one morning, he drove to East Dallas, to Sunrise Cafe. Maya looked up as he walked in, face lighting up. The Americano guy, you disappeared. I was worried. Got busy. New job. That's great. I'm so happy for you. Genuinely. No envy, no calculation. Extra shot, no sugar. You still remember. You were my favorite regular. Something in Ji-hoon cracked open. Over the next month, he came every morning. They talked. She told him about her dream cafe, sending money to parents in Korea, business classes at community college. What do you do? She finally asked. Tech, AI development. Like robots? He laughed. Sort of. Software that thinks. That's amazing. No Google search, no salary probing, just genuine interest. Maya, want to have dinner sometime? Her smile was sunshine. I'd love that. Mid-range Italian place. She wore jeans and looked more beautiful than Vanessa ever had in designer gowns. 3 hours of conversation. Books, coffee, dreams. Her childhood in Busan, his startup years. 3 months in, he told her the truth. I haven't been completely honest. I'm more successful than I let on. He showed her Forbes articles, his real penthouse, company valuation. You're a billionaire? Yes. Long silence. Okay. Okay? Yeah. Does this change who you are as a person? No. Then why would it change anything? She smiled. Though now I feel bad about that Italian dinner. You probably thought it was cheap. He laughed until he cried. Does the money bother you? She considered seriously. It's intimidating. I'm a barista living paycheck to paycheck. But the guy who came to my cafe every morning, who laughed at my coffee puns, that's who I fell for. The money is just trivia about you. That's when Ji-hoon knew. 6 months later, at Sunrise Cafe, which Maya was buying with his investment help, he proposed. You loved me when you thought I was unemployed. Will you love me for the rest of my life? Ji-hoon, I'll love you if you're a billionaire or broke. She grinned through tears. I just signed a lease. City Hall wedding. Her coworker and Alex as witnesses. No expensive ceremony. Just 2 people who actually loved each other. Finally, Ji-hoon understood what real looked like. Ji-hoon and Maya's engagement party was at his Victory Park penthouse, the one Vanessa never saw. Alex pulled him aside halfway through. You need to see this. Photo on his phone. Vanessa at a charity gala with James Whitmore. She's running the same play. Refused his gift, quotes Thoreau now, same script. Alex smirked. I sent him the recording. The he's broken pathetic one? Yep, labeled it reference check. He'll listen. 2 weeks later, James Whitmore called. Your friend sent me a recording. I listened, then researched. She's done this before. Multiple times. James's voice was quiet. I was planning to propose next month. I'm sorry. I'm grateful. I want to warn others, quietly, with your permission. Ji-hoon considered. Do what's right. But James, best revenge is living well. Find someone real. Already did. My daughter's piano teacher. Divorced, 2 kids, minivan. Doesn't care about my money. Then you're richer than you know. Word spread, wealthy circles talk. Vanessa became known, not blacklisted, just understood. Men warned each other. Women recognized her act. 6 months later, Maya showed him Instagram. Vanessa in California. Retail job. No designer bags. Bio, humbled. Learning, growing. Feel bad for her? Maya asked. No. She made choices. He pulled Maya close. She taught me what fake looks like. made recognizing real easier. 3 years later. Final scene. Sunrise Cafe. Original location. Maya still ran 3 mornings weekly despite owning 4. A nervous young man approached, clearly wealthy, expensive watch, designer clothes. Are you Park Ji-hoon? My friend said you tested someone once. How do I know if she loves me or my money? Ji-hoon glanced at Maya behind the counter, laughing with customers. You'll know. When everything falls away, money, status, lifestyle, real love doesn't flinch, doesn't complain, doesn't shop for better options. He met the young man's eyes. But if you're this unsure, that's your answer. Maya came over with coffees, another lost soul, told him real love doesn't need tests. She kissed his cheek. Good answer. Very philosophical. Remember that Golddigger podcast? Maya pulled out her phone. Anonymous woman talking about targeting wealthy men and learning her lesson. Recognized the voice. Vanessa's rebranded as a cautionary tale. Good for her. You're not mad? She gave me clarity. That led to you. She can tell her story. Mine ends better. The cafe door chimed. Maya squeezed his hand and returned to work. Ji-hoon watched his wife. Flour-dusted apron, stained hands, absolutely radiant, and felt richer than any bank statement could measure. Vanessa wanted his empire. Maya wanted his heart. Only one got what she wanted. It was never really a contest. Park Ji-hoon tested his fiancée. She failed. Choi Vanessa chose money over love and lost both. But the real story isn't her failure. It's his discovery. Real love doesn't need billion-dollar portfolios. It just needs honesty. Maya loved him in a modest apartment. Vanessa couldn't love him in a mansion. 3 years later, Ji-hoon runs next-gen AI with Maya by his side, partner who built her own success. Vanessa works California retail, living with consequences of irreversible choices. Some love what you have. Some love who you are. Choose wisely. Test carefully. When you find real, hold tight. Because the best revenge isn't exposing the fake. It's building something real they could never have. Here's what I want you to take away from this story. Real love doesn't need luxury cars to prove itself. Real love doesn't check your bank statements before deciding if you're worth staying for. Real love looks like Maya in a flour-dusted apron, making coffee with stained hands, choosing you when you had nothing to offer but yourself. Vanessa wanted an empire. Maya wanted a heart. Only one of them got what they wanted. The lesson? People who love your money will leave when the money does. People who love you will stay when everything else falls away. If you've been hurt by someone who was with you for what you could provide instead of who you are, this story is your validation. You were right to walk away. You were right to demand better. You deserve someone who chooses you, not your portfolio. Thank you for watching Mimi's Korean Billionaire Stories. Like this video if justice was served. Subscribe for more karma delivered weekly. Comment your thoughts below because I read every single one. And remember, the best revenge isn't exposing the fake. It's building something real they could never have. I'll see you Monday with another story of betrayal, testing, and truth revealed. Until then, choose people who choose you, not what you have. Like, subscribe, comment. Let's build this community of people who value authenticity,